shutdowns are terrible. And of course, there will be, families that are going to suffer. We take that responsibility very seriously. But it is one of the few leveraged times we have. But it is one of the few leveraged times we have. But it is one of the few leveraged times.
Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakar Kudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, so you have this lady, Katherine Clark, who is like one of the top representatives of the Democratic Party. And she stated that, the Democrats realize that they're sacrificing the well-being of the people and using the people as leverage in the midst of this government shutdown, all right, using them as leverage against the Republican Party. Now, these people that are being referred to are you Negroes and you Latinos, all right, you Israelites who have, have an allegiance or are in league with this Democratic Party, all right. These are the people that are being sacrificed. Because when you look at, although you have Edomites that are on government assistance as well, all right, it's really affecting Israel. That's who you see complaining about it online. That's who is, threatening who that is going to run in the stores and cause all this chaos, which that's just playing into the hands of Esau with his order app KO, all right, which will eventually have the digital ID, followed by the MOTB, which is the implantable device made mandatory here in the States. All right, but this is a punishment from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, because you Israelites ain't supposed to be into politics anyway. And you would think the fruits of it would let you know that. You have the Democratic Party who has been basically breadcrumbing you, all right, and, leading you astray, man. With these programs, all right, you got the saying, if you give a man a fish, he eat that day. If you teach a man how to fish, he can eat forever. Well, the fish that they're giving you being likened to all these programs, man. All right, and now since they're about to be taken away, you're not going to know what to do. All right, Deuteronomy 17:15, thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy power shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. All right, anybody outside of the nation of Israel is not supposed to be reverenced as a king over the Israelites. All right, but the king that 2/3 have chosen is Esau and his system. So that's why, Jake is going to be in dire straits when this happens, man. And, going back to the MOTB, that's why it's going to be so easy to get 2/3 of the nation of Israel to take it, because they don't know no other way. Every solution that they think of has to do with Esau. Every way that they see to have some type of security or well-being only, comes with the approval of Esau. They don't know how to have faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. They never have. The regeneration, these are the same spirits that were in the wilderness that seen all these miracles and, basically didn't care, They wanted to do their own thing, and this is what Israel wants to do now, especially in these politics, man, because, the Democratic Party has been lying to you for years. Even in the position, we know Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai ruleth in the kingdom of men, but even, the position that you're in right now, as far as your political woes, let's say that, this government shutdown, is the Democratic Party being resilient or uncompromising is a better word to get this thing, I guess, to get the government back running. So your allegiance is to the people that's, actually hurting you. But that show you how stupid Israel is, man. You know, one from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. These Edomites, man. It's just one of the nation of Israel is supposed to rule over the Israelites, man. But Jake has become so reliant on Esau and has, fell further and further away from Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, to the point all they know how to do is depend on this man and his system. And the Lord is going to punish you with the same system that you chose over him. All right, just like he's going to punish you with the same idols that you chose over him. As the scripture saying, Judges, I believe it's 10 and 14, go run to the gods ye have chosen, let them deliver you in your time of trouble. All right. Isaiah 30 and 1, woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. All right. Covering that they're covering themselves with is what they believe is the protection of Esau. What they believe is, getting some type of political footing in this country, as if that's going to make the situation better. Because if, depending on how old you are, if you look at all these administrations, I myself, I only go back as far as Bill Clinton, so you got Clinton, Bush, Obama, Trump, Biden, and now Trump again. Nothing has changed as far as the status of Israelites, you Negroes, and you Latinos in America, no matter who's in office. You're the subservient class no matter what. So, that's why it was always hard for me, even before I knew the truth, man. It was very hard for me to understand why people were into politics, because nothing changes, man. But Jake sees his only way of being prosperous in this country is to, choose a side and hope that some Edomite or whoever is in office is going to save them. Jake has a love affair with the heathen. And the system of the heathen. All right, continuing on though, verse 2, that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. This is what's happening today. Revelation 11 and 8, calls this place spiritual Egypt and Sodom. This being spiritual Egypt, Jake tries to strengthen themselves in the strength of Egypt. How? Through politics. Amongst many other things, but, for the sake of the point, politics, man. And the Most High is letting these Democrats that you follow so much show you that you're just a pawn, which you've always been. You're just a political device for them. That's why they only talk about your problems every 4 years, nigga. They ain't thinking about you. You're just a device to use. All right. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. And you about to see that. Just starting with these food stamps, because there's many other programs that the Democrats have put into play for what seems to be the benefit of you Israelites that will be cut as well. All right. And this is going to be your shame and your confusion. All right. Because Jake is confused now, just off of the food stamps alone. This is one program that's going to devastate 2/3 of the nation of Israel. Because the servants of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, no matter, those of us who are dealing with poverty ourselves, maybe, have a couple dollars, but that Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai gonna feed you like he feed the birds. Food ain't nothing you really worried about. You know that a man shall not live off bread alone, but every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Heavenly Father. So you have faith that these things are gonna get taken care of. Jake, 2/3 of the nation of Israel they don't know what to do. That's why they're gonna be in such a confused state. It's gonna be straight ass chaos out here over this food stamp business. Because Jake don't know nothing else but to trust in Egypt, this being modern Egypt, the trust in it. All right, just going back to the point I made about the wilderness earlier. That's why Jake was in the wilderness saying, "Damn, we had green peppers and onions and fish and all this type of food. What we gonna do now?" Because they didn't know how to do anything but rely on the systems that Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai was saving them from. And these same spirits are here today and are going to get punished the same way. All right. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. They don't know how to do anything else, man. Isaiah 28:15, because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us, for we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves. This is Jake in America. Lies and falsehood is their refuge. That's what they feel as though they've hid themselves up under. All right. It says, and your covenant with death shall be disannulled, and your agreement with hell shall not stand. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, then ye shall be trodden down by it. And that's why Jake is going to get trodden down by the calamities that's coming to America. Because once again, they don't have no other damn way of thinking, man, other than to be aligned with the heathen. First Maccabees 1:11, in those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. Tying this back into the, pardon me, I feel like I'm jumping all over the place, but tying this back into the MOTB. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. And Esau is going to play on that sorrow. System crash, what we gonna do? Oh, well, here goes the implantable device. This is the solution. Not knowing that ultimately that's their destruction. It says, so this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so froward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen, and made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischief. And this is Jake. This is the state that Jake is in America. Jake still has that love affair with the heathen. But like I said in Isaiah 28, your covenant with the heathen is going to be disannulled. All right, meaning the Most High is going to break it up, man. So going back to the video with a lady, it was very telling of the heathen just using you in this political system. They're just using you. She said, basically, you're nothing more than a pawn. We know they're going to suffer, but it's our only leverage. So all you people that's dedicated to being a Democrat for some reason, you see, this is what they feel about you. They like that Ice Cube song, No Vaseline, at the beginning, say, here's what they think about you. Here's what they think about you. Well, she just told you, you know? But I ain't gonna hold you. I hope that video was edifying. Shalom.